Just before we start the course, a word about video clarity. Now this video course was recorded in high definition, but on some computers it might look like it isn't. Now if you can't see it clearly in high definition, if it looks a little bit fuzzy, then please click the high definition button near the bottom of your video. It's to the right of the time bar and it's HD. It might be very difficult to see, it might be black on black almost. Click that and the quality will improve enormously. Right, thank you, and let's start the course. Now this course is going to follow the objectives in exam 70-461, querying Microsoft SQL Server 2012. And you can get those objectives yourself by going to Google and typing 70-461. Now the objectives are creating database objects, working with data, modify data, and troubleshoot and optimize. But when you expand that, you'll see that there are lots of sub specifications. And it's not really in the best form, I find, for this. So what I've done is I've expanded it and created a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. So these are the sub-objectives for creating database objects. So we're talking tables, views, design views, constraints and triggers. And they're working with data, modifying data, and troubleshooting and optimizing. And for each of these sub-items, I've created the sub-items that we're going to be following. Now this is day one. It's a introductory day. And so I'm assuming you have absolutely no experience with SQL Server whatsoever. So we're going to find a way to install SQL Server on your computer for free. And we are going to very slowly work through the beginning process of it. We're going to be concentrating on objective number 1, creating and altering tables using T-SQL syntax. And objective number 8, implementing data types. So I'm going to be typing at the beginning all of what I'm going to be teaching with you, so to give you a lot of time just to absorb it in, so I'm not going at 100 miles an hour. Later on, towards the end of day 1, I'll be presenting some code I've previously typed and we'll work through it. But this first day is going to be fairly gentle. Now I mentioned in the previous lecture that in the introduction that there are courses you can take, and here are an example of a 5-day course on 70-461, and you can see it's about £2,000, this residential course. That's around $3,200, it's around 2,600, 2,800 euros. So what I wanted to do was to bring this quantity of instruction to an affordable level. And so we are going through similar information, except you don't have to go anywhere, have breakfast there, have dinner there, have accommodation there, and you get to revisit it later. Now there is one very important thing about what I won't be doing on this course. And if you have a look at the exam policies, and these are the same exam policies that you will have to abide by if you do this exam, and incidentally you can see down here that I have done this exam. There we are, querying Microsoft SQL Server 2012. This is what I won't be doing. If a candidate violates the following testing rules, policies, then you may be decertified. And I don't want to be decertified from being a Microsoft Certified Solutions Associate. So, what won't I be doing? I won't be showing you how to use unauthorized material in attempting to satisfy certification requirements. Now this includes brain dump material, and I put this really high up here because if you Google 70-461, you'll see that it offers you exam questions. Do not do that. Don't even look at them. They are against Microsoft policy. And any attempt to read them in a hope of passing the exams is misconduct. Equally, I won't be copying or publishing the exam in whole or in part, so I won't be giving you questions that I went through. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to disseminate actual exam content. What I can do is tell you that Measure Up is the official Microsoft certification for this exam. You can see they are the certification track partners. If we go back to this web page on 70-461, you can see that there is a Microsoft official practice test from measureiup.com. So if you do want any of the exam questions that won't be coming up but will be of a similar standard, then go to measureiup.com, type in 70-461 and you can get the practice test. I don't really recommend the certificate toolkits, I don't really recommend the practice labs. I think the practice test, 139 questions, more than sufficient for what you need, as long as you are able to learn the stuff through this video. So what I will be doing in these videos is going through these requirements and teaching them. Hopefully in a easy to understand way with quizzes, so that what I've just taught, you are able to say, yes, I understand it because I've now just answered related questions on it. Now, I should mention that Microsoft also has an official guide on this book, and it's a pretty good book. It too has some quizzes, though they are of varying standards. It teaches the exam, it also teaches some irrelevant stuff, and by irrelevant I mean it's not on the objectives, the official objectives that I've just pointed out to you. So, if you go to your favourite bookseller, type in 70-461, you'll see that this blue Microsoft book, that's the official training manual. I do recommend it, however there's a lot of errata, a lot of mistakes in it as well. So I would suggest you also have a look at the errata as well to get a complete list of the errors. It's several pages long, unfortunately. So let's start day number 1, and by the end of the day you'll be able to talk about data types, and you'll be able to create and alter tables using T-SQL. But let's begin by finding and downloading SQL Server so that you can follow on your own computer. It's very important that you actually do some typing, you do some learning by making mistakes or going, yes, I got it right. That's the only way you will be able to retain this information afterwards. So let's find SQL Server and download it.